102-102. 29 for Jaylen Brown. Brown working his way to the left. Now he's going to cut toward the basket. Jump pass into the corner. Derek White for three. Got it! 44 seconds to go. Derek White, the go-ahead three.
7-0 run for the Boston Celtics.
Here's Nembhard at the top. Lifts for three, doesn't have it. Tatum's got the rebound for Boston. Half a minute to go, and a foul in the backcourt. Nesmith got too close to Tatum and knocked him down. Tatum now turns. Tatum's going to wheel. Try a three. Off the iron, no. Holiday leaps, got the offensive board. They got to foul him. He passes out with two. They can't get to Brown. Throws it in the air, and it's over. The Celtics have finished the sweep. They rally again, and it's on to the NBA Finals for the 23rd time. The Celtics will celebrate in Indianapolis with a comeback 105-102 win over Indiana.
The Kansas City Royals.
And the line drive base hit. That's going to tie the game. DeLuca's going to head for second, and he is in there with a double.
It's a two-strike, two-out double by Johnny DeLuca. We're not in at four.
And Velasquez drives it into deep left center field. It is off the wall. And now Garcia lines it into left field. There's your third run. Here comes Frazier, who has already driven in a run. And he lifts it to center field. Hampson is there. And the Royals, for the first time in 7 years, have won 8 in a row.
It is just starting to drizzle. Line up the left field line. Salvi scores. Frazier will hold at third. Renfro's into second base. It is 6-2, and the tying run will be on deck.
To Garcia is chopped towards short. Going to be a tough play. Castro's throw is offline. So here we go. Joan Duran and Bobby Witt Jr.
Back to the mound. Duran has it, lobs. Ball game over, and the Twins hang on. Kansas City made this very tight in the ninth inning, and Duran on one pitch retires. One of the best players in the game. Bobby Witt Jr. grounds out. The Twins behind. Home runs from Jose Miranda, Trevor Larnach, and great pitching from Joe Ryan. Hang on.
Couldn't ask for somebody better than Bobby up in that spot. What, I don't know, how do you, one pitch, is there like tough to break that at bat down, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, you guys throwing 100 miles an hour with a 97-mile-an-hour split. You got to be ready to hit. It's really hard to differentiate between those pitches. And if we have that chance to win with Bobby at the plate a lot, we're going to take our chances with that.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John and Nate Bukaty with Jake Gutierrez. I got to get my mind right. I looked at the schedule and I was getting ready to say something smart ass to Jake. I'm like, why is Bluma on Monday? Yeah, it's not Monday. It's Tuesday. So maybe I should say something smart ass to myself. Jamie Bluma will be with us in the 7 o'clock hour. Mark Bo Richter in 8 o'clock hour. And perhaps more in the 9 o'clock hour. Nothing's confirmed, but we're chasing. Or he's chasing. I'm not chasing nobody. But thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Shout out to Selena St. John, who woke up at 5:20. Let's go. On our way to workouts. Warrior workouts.
That's impressive.
6:30 a.m. Well, I called, and Susan's phone went to straight to voicemail. I said, oh, no, phone died. Got to make sure the baby woke up. Sorry, I called her the baby. Last one born. And so I called, first ring. Hello? Yeah. Just making sure you're up. I was up at 5:20 in the car. What'd you say, Jake? You said that's right. That's exactly right.
She had some practice last week.
Yeah, she did.
Up early.
She came in here for one day. She had a good time. She finally hung out with Dieter and Sherm. So.
Oh, nice.
And Gigi. So it was a good Thursday. So, all right, hey, all of the All of the basketball and volleyball girls headed to Warrior workouts to start at 6:30. Good luck. Get after it. Hey, it goes by fast. Enjoy it. Embrace it. Love it. Is that right, Jake? It goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does, but summer workouts.
It goes by fast.
They do suck.
Words of encouragement.
No, I remember doing it.
This is how you win.
It is. It's how you get better.
Okay, this is when you win. This is how you win.
It is important, and it's where the team building starts.
This is where the building blocks are laid out. The foundation. So there.
Showing up's half the battle, man.
That's right. I had that same conversation. She's going. Let's go. Let's get it. Get it, girl.
Great memories with your friends too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That's right.
I wrote down Monday on my little notebook too.
Yeah.
Tuesday, boy.
I don't know.
It's
It
Tuesday.
feels like a Monday, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
It feels like a Monday. Yesterday felt like a Sunday.
No doubt.
Yeah, I'm really confused. Hope everyone had a good weekend.
Short week.
Good Memorial Day weekend.
We had a great one. Went to my aunt Jerry's house in Lawrence for a family gathering on Sunday. Then surprised our kids and took them to Great Wolf Lodge yesterday. Had never been there before.
Yeah, we passed by there and the girls expressed interest in going. I said, "You sure about that?" And they said yes. And so we'll be going there at some point.
We had a good time. We really enjoyed it. We had never been before. We talked about it a lot, but never done it. So
yeah, we went when the boys were small. Never to return again.
A lot of people out and about. A lot of people still without power.
Right. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
But yeah, but no, we went to Nebraska Furniture Mart to do a bunch of shopping and passed by there. I said, "Hey, when are we going to go there?" You said we could go. I said, "I don't know. I see a lot of things." When did I say that? And they told me exactly when I said it. So
like date and time.
We go. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, we enjoyed it. It was fun. Did a lot of water slides and spent $25 on a bubble blowing machine to keep our 4-year-old happy. Good investment.
There you go.
Shockingly, we went to the movies yesterday.
Nice.
What'd you see?
I don't know the exact name of it.
Huh.
I know the stars of it.
Okay.
It was a movie starring King Kong and Godzilla with a special appearance by Mothra.
Oh, Mothra.
I didn't know Mothra was in this.
Wow.
What a cameo.
I don't know what Mothra is.
Mothra. Did you grow up watching these damn things? No.
I watched it a little bit.
Mothra. Little known ally of King Kong.
Yeah.
Mothra.
Helpful.
Very helpful.
That Ray.
And this beautiful, song of the siren or whatever that. I don't know.
Oh, I used to watch the old school, like
After school, remember Kong Week?
Yeah.
When you'd have the after school movies. What channel was that on? We have Elvis Week with all the Elvis movies, Kong Week. What else they have? Planet of the Apes Week. But yeah, Mothra's old school. So I don't know the name of this movie. King Kong times, is it King Kong? King Kong times Godzilla.
Yeah, it's the newest one.
Yeah.
It's like the new, like I saw the last. There's been 2 of them prior to this.
Really?
Of this series, I believe.
Godzilla times Kong, the New Empire, where they Kong and Godzilla become reluctant allies in Hollow Earth. They just, they still don't like each other. Let me tell you, they really don't. I mean,
but they have to form a partnership.
Mothra seems to settle everyone down. I don't know. It served its purpose. That was Julia's pig, so we liked it.
Kong still had the injury from 2021.
Kong was beaten up.
Yeah. I mean, he went through some damage in the first Godzilla versus Kong.
He got an upgrade, though. You had to go see it. It was good. There was a little guy involved in this thing.
Oh, yeah? I really want to see the new Planet of the Apes. That's on my list.
Yeah.
It's at the top of my list.
We haven't been to the movies in a minute, so. It was good to watch that. And we went to Knuckleheads on Sunday night for Purple Jam. When but many of the best local musicians come together to play the songs of Prince. This is the 6th Purple Jam, and I believe this is the third or fourth time that Richie's played. And so, I mean, there's like 60 different musicians there, I think. I just absolutely made that number up, but it seemed like there's a lot.
That sounds like.
There's a lot of them.
It's a guesstimate.
Yeah, and it's like just different people from different local bands and even around the region. Like say, for instance, Sumo, the drummer from Dolomite, he's in on some of the songs, or just like different people from different bands. Richie played in. And he doesn't play keys that much anymore, at least in person or live. He does it at home, but he played Soft and Wet, Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad, and then he sang back up for Sexy MF. So
nice.
They did the Remember the Greatest Hits, Prince the Hits.
Yeah.
They just did that disc 1 and disc 2 all in order.
Wow.
So it was like 35 songs.
That's awesome.
Didn't make it for all 35, let me tell you, but it was still awesome.
Great
and it
venue,
was packed,
too.
Dude, it was packed. People love Prince. And the cool thing is people are all dressed up as Prince. Selena came with us, so Sue and Selena ordered some new Prince shirts. Selena had a 1999 shirt, and Sue had a Sign of the Time shirt.
A lot of blouses out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? There's a few. I mean, there's guys who are dressed up in full purple gear. So it was pretty cool, man.
That's awesome.
If you love Prince. If you don't love Prince, then it'd be an awful place for you to be. I would imagine for 3+ hours. But if you love Prince, it's great, you know. But I just don't think about, people going there that don't love Prince.
That'd be bizarre.
Such a weird place for you to go.
I really hate Prince. I'm going to check out this Prince tribute.
Right.
That's an odd location to find yourself in. You know,
Right.
like you don't just like stumble into Knuckleheads that often.
No,
You
there was a line you had to stand in because it's GA, so we stood in line for like an hour and a half so we get the seats we wanted. And at one point, there's a guy behind us like, so this is all just Prince songs? I'm like, boys, this guy in the wrong place. Do they do anything else? I'm like, bro, it's Purple Jam. Let me tell you, that's all they do.
There's a K-State fan showing up.
Right. That's right.
Purple Jam, I'm there. What? Wait, this is all Prince?
Well, sports didn't go my way yesterday or the day before. The Royals had the long winning streak come to an abrupt end in Tampa on Sunday, and then they lose Game 1 against the Twins yesterday. And it was, they had a situation that was exciting that, look, anytime you have that situation, I think you'll sign up for it, right? Bobby Wood Jr. at the plate with a chance to win the game or a chance to help the Royals take the lead. The Royals were down 6-1, and they scored 4 runs in the 9th, and that brought Bobby Witt Jr. up at the plate with runners in scoring position. First pitch, hits it back to the pitcher, and that was the end of the game. But how amazing was that the Royals were down 6-1, and they were able to rally and get Bobby Witt Jr. up? Who thought Bobby Witt Jr. was going to come through? I did. I sure did. He's built for that.
He'll come through a lot
right
in those situations. Not going to happen every time. But yeah, that's who you want up.
Damn it. Second and third with 2 outs, down 1 in the 9th inning, and Bobby Witt Jr. up. You'd sign up for that every day. No.
All day.
You know what? No, I'd like to have some leads and just win it.
Yeah.
But more times than not,
you're down.
You take that, right? You don't want you wouldn't pick anyone else to be at the plate.
No.
And all he needed was a single to give the Royals a lead. But the Royals lose 6-5. So Michael Massey was, really starting to come on. And he goes on the DL with a lower back strain. He was having tightness in his back, so they call up Nick Lofton to replace him. That sucks because Massey was really starting to. He had been hitting well, and he was really starting to establish himself as an important part of the lineup and showing people why the Royals are so excited about him. And so you just got to hope that this is precautionary. They're erring on the side of caution, and this is not going to bother him the rest of the year. But back injuries are super scary, especially when you're talking about the lower back. You hope it's just, well, you hope he'll be back in 10 days and he'll be all right. But this is something that he's dealt with before. A low back ligament sprain. But again, that scares the hell out of you. So they called up Nick Lofton, but Adam Frazier stepped in and played as well. And if you look at what Massey was doing before he went on the IL, the last 2 weeks, he was hitting .414 with a .438 on base, a .793 slug. Over the last 2 weeks, he had 3 home runs and 7 ribbies. Over the last week, he was hitting .429 with a .1232 OPS. He was on fire. He was hitting for power. He brings power. He was bringing power to the lineup. I mean, hell, overall, he's hitting .294 with an .835 OPS.
He's bringing power.
Now, you will take that from your starting second baseman and be thoroughly pleased because he doesn't have to be the star of the lineup. But if he's going to be an 800-plus OPS guy and play good defense, that's a terrific second base option for the Royals.
Third best OPS on the team.
So just cross your fingers that it's, that they're just being careful with him.
Yeah.
Because anyone that has had lower back issues will tell you it could turn into something major. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully he's good. And the Royals do have some depth there with Adam Frazier and Garrett Hampson and Nick Lofton. They got plenty of guys they could throw at the problem at second base, but none of them hitting the way Michael Massey was. So, in a similar way to what happened to the Royals yesterday, man, I got all wrapped up in the super regional between Mizzou and Duke for the right to go to the College World Series. A bunch of local players on the Mizzou team, the Mizzou softball team. And I don't know if you guys saw how this wound up, but it was scoreless. So Duke won game 1, Mizzou won game 2. And so game 3 in Columbia, sold-out crowd, 1 win to go to the College World Series. And it was nothing going into the 9th. Scoreless in the 9th. And then Duke put up 4 runs. Mizzou had their ace on the mound, who had been unbelievable the entire postseason, and she gave up the leadoff home run, and they yanked her. And a lot of people didn't feel like she should have been yanked at that point because she just gave up 1 run. But went to the bullpen, and the bullpen gave up 3, so it's 4-0. And then Mizzou comes up in the 9th, and they end up hitting a 3-run home run, and then a runner on base with the winning run at the plate, line drive and off the bat. I mean, it was one of the harder hits they had over the weekend because Duke's pitching was really, really good. But it looked like, off the bat, like they could be in the gap. But the center field had a great jump and made a good play, and that's how the game ended. So Duke goes to the College World Series for the first time. But, man, oh, man, they had great crowds. They had record crowds down there. And I've developed an even better appreciation for watching softball after my daughter played softball at St. Pius this year. But I had watched, Mizzou's they've had trips to the College World Series, and they've been good over the years. And I enjoy watching college softball and some of the World Series games. But this was really, really good. Unfortunately, Duke won, but there you go.
Yeah, so some of the tournament on TV over the weekend. They're doing a good job on ESPN of covering it. It's Unfortunate for you that Missouri didn't get that done. Duke plays, what, Oklahoma next?
Yeah. Yes.
Eagles going to be strutting around here.
Oh, yeah. Oklahoma's a fantastic program. So tell people where you've been.
I was out in Stamford, Connecticut, doing some work for Galazzo Network again. And then first I was in, where was I? I can't remember where I was last weekend. Then I was in Colorado on Saturday for an MLS game. So I was out in Stamford for the week, and then Denver, Colorado, and then back home. So yeah, it's been where was I the week before?
Cincinnati.
Is that right?
I think
that sounds right.
I think you're in Cincinnati.
Can't remember if I was in Austin.
You know the
Cincinnati.
The breakfast chili.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I sent you guys a picture of the Skyline chili. You can get breakfast.
Ah.
Yeah, from the airport. It was open because I had like an early morning flight and I was looking for like just a
diarrhea for breakfast.
Yeah, I was like looking for like a muffin or something like that, and they
right.
had Skyline Chili offers breakfast
bagel?
chili dogs.
Bagel maybe. Breakfast chili dogs.
So is there any kind of breakfast twist on it, or is it just?
I don't. I'm trying to remember
eggs?
what is.
They had some eggs.
Yeah, like
Are there eggs in there?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Eggs and chili.
What was on the? I could barely look at it because it made me want to throw up in my mouth just looking at it. Because for lunch and dinner it seems risky enough, right?
Eggs make everything better, though.
Well, you tell us. You had to eat some of it.
I didn't eat it. Oh yeah, I ate it that one time. Yeah.
That lost that bet.
You've had it before though, haven't you, Jake?
No. I've been. People have tried to get me to eat it. They've been brought.
You've never had it?
No.
So then, how do you know it's not decent?
Because I can smell it.
No.
That's usually a good indicator of
Right.
what something's going to taste
Not
like.
always.
That's not always though. That's true.
I mean, I've been there. Like we went there for lunch, and I was like, "No, thanks. I'm good." I think I like walked down the street and got a sandwich somewhere. But as a crew, we all went there. You know, CBS. We'd go different places for lunch. You know, usually whatever the city has.
Yeah, you got to try to go what
sample the fare
they're
of the
known
town.
for. Yeah.
Right. So, crew went there, and I was like, "No, I'm good." Saw people digging into it.
Chili style breakfast. It looks like breakfast. You get a breakfast burrito with that
No.
Skyline chili in it.
I don't think so.
And see, and then on top of the Royals being disappointing, and then Mizzou softball, it's been weird with the NBA conference finals. The series are not competitive when you look at the games won, but like 3 of the games between the Pacers and the Celtics could have gone either way.
Really good games.
Right. Yeah. Entertaining games where the Pacers just fall apart
Blew
at
it.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just absolutely fall apart every game. Like even last night, you're thinking, you know what? They're going to win a game here.
Push to another
send it to game 5.
Right, you never know.
And then, mess around. They've already shown they can at least be competitive in Boston. And they just fall apart.
Yeah,
and they had the ball, tie game, get their shot blocked, come down, give up an open 3.
Well, I mean,
and then miss an open 3, and then they can't, and then they don't get the offensive rebound at the end.
Horrible runs in the fourth quarter. I mean,
but just that end game sequence, they had the ball.
Yeah.
With the tie game. Get the shot block, give up an open 3, miss an open 3. And so then they decide to play defense down 3, and they force a miss, and they let Drew Holiday get the offensive rebound, and they can't foul again, and the game's over. Same thing with Minnesota and Dallas.
Yeah.
Minnesota, I mean, and look, I guess you also give credit to the team that wins, right? Boston, they made the point a couple of times in the last couple of minutes, they keep their composure, and the Pacers don't.
Yeah.
And that team from Boston, they've been there before. Maybe that's why.
And no Halliburton kills the Pacers, too.
That's terrible.
Yeah. But they're still in the game. I mean, they were still in the game.
No, you'd have to, if Halliburton played, you'd have to think they at least win a game in Indiana.
Yeah. But, I mean, both those games in Indiana, they had them.
Right.
I mean, they blew 3 of the 4 games.
But in game 1, Halliburton absolutely fell apart.
Yeah.
So, Boston advances to the finals. But, man, it's been fun to watch Dallas.
Love it.
And Luka and Kyrie Irving. It makes you look at Kyrie Irving totally different. We did a House Hustle podcast, myself and Jared Sutton, and we were talking about that. How this totally, he goes from a guy. I mean, it just changes the way you look at him. It does.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, Luka's incredible.
And it changes the way you look at Luke in a different way because he's winning.
He's a stud, and with Lebo with that weak ass take. What did he say last week?
Hard to watch.
He's hard to watch.
He's hard to watch.
He complains too much.
It's like,
and how is he hard to watch? And some of the shots he makes and the stats he puts up. And again, look, I'll be consistent because I say this, about LeBron. I mean, the stats that these guys put up now are just you can't compare stats. You just can't.
Yeah.
There's so many more triple doubles. There's so many just unbelievable statistics being put up that you can't compare it. Can't compare this to the 80s and the 90s. You can't. But he's still a stud. He's still incredible. That game winner when he had Rudy Gobert on him.
Oh.
What a terrible switch that was.
Oh, so
and
good.
Just,
Did you see what he said to him after he hit that shot?
Oh, yeah.
And then he was asked about it.
Well, first he screamed MF'er.
Yeah.
And then you can't effing guard me.
And then he was asked about it in the post game. They said, so, you had something to say to Gobert after you hit that shot. And he looked at him. He's like, yeah, you said you can't effing stop me.
So he can't effing guard you?
He can't effing guard you? And he goes, oh, who said that? Yeah. I didn't find the quote. And he's like, you said that. He's like, no, I was speaking Slovenian.
Yeah.
And you can
remarkably similar.
Yeah, you can clearly read his lips.
And look, hey, I'm not gonna. It's an easy choice. I can't remember who it was. Someone hit a big three the other night, and as they're going by, they high five with Mahomes because Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Hollywood Brown were sitting there at courtside watching the game. Why wouldn't we root for Dallas? I want Patrick happy. I was glad to see Hollywood Brown down there. That's right. 1,000-yard season incoming.
Is he on Pat Ass all day?
Well, apparently he is.
Yes.
He's at the Dallas game with him.
Thank you.
Why wouldn't you be? He's got to be loving life right now. Where were you last year? So what are you doing this year? I'm going to the Mavericks game.
Sitting courtside.
With Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
My ass all day. You know what I'm saying? Like
2 new teammates. Oh, that should be good. Right?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I want him on Pat Ass all day.
That's a positive development for Hollywood Brown's career, I think.
Mm-hmm. Smart man.
A few more eyeballs on him than if he went to a basketball game with Kyler Murray. Like, who's he with? Some guy, I don't know who it is. But, Luka's going over there and giving respect to quarterback one before the game.
As he should.
So, yeah, go Mavs. That's what ultimately that's what I want. Because now in the finals, when I didn't have a dog in the fight. Now, especially when I've been reminded that Patrick Mahomes loves the Mavericks. Oh, it'll be 100% Mavericks over Celtics. Just give me something. Give me a matchup where I can root for one team over the other definitively. And now with what Luka's done and Patrick Mahomes, they're done. Finished. You'll probably root for the Celtics and root against Patrick Mahomes.
But it's hopefully it's a great series because, like you said, I mean this.
I hope the Mavericks sweep them, but
this round hasn't been so great. I mean, the games have been good.
See, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
The games have been good.
Yeah, sometimes we've had playoff series where it's like it goes 7 games, but every game's a blowout.
The games have. That's what I said at the beginning. Yeah. The games have been exciting. Yeah. The games have been compelling, but the series is not competitive because it looks like we're headed towards 2 sweeps.
Yeah. And then they wait till June 6th to start the finals no matter what.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Get everyone healthy.
There you go. All right.
And let's see if we can get 7 games out of this deal.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Give me Luka Game 7 in Boston.
Ooh.
And see if he could drop 45 or 50. And speaking of basketball, we found out that Bill Walton passed away yesterday. And I enjoyed, probably irritated Jake to no end, but I enjoyed watching different clips of Bill Walton, not only Bill Walton, but people talking about Bill Walton. And so I sent Jake a lot. But I want to play them. I want to play some of them at least, because we all have different memories of Bill Walton, right? If you're talking to your grandfather or maybe your father, then he'll remember Bill Walton playing for UCLA and being one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. And then early in his career, being a stud in the NBA. But then some people, maybe closer to our age, a little bit older, will remember him when he was a shell of his former self on the 86 Celtics. Always on the bench, waving a towel or, being Larry Bird's cheerleader and not being able to play very much, but still being Bill Walton. While others that are even younger or our age as well remember him as the larger-than-life personality that was perhaps one of, if not the most unique color commentators that any sport has ever had to offer. And you remember him from that, right? Being a personality. And look, there's a lot of people that are younger that just know him from that and don't really understand or appreciate what a great basketball player he was or what an impact he had on the sport, right? What a tremendous big man he was. And so, unfortunately, it takes someone to pass away many times for people to take a full look at their lives and their careers and understand exactly who they were and what they represented and how great they were. And I think yesterday a lot of people spent time doing that with Bill Walton. I was watching, please don't ask me why. I was watching the ESPN2 Kevin Hart broadcast of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. It was funny. I thought it was funny. And so they had Kevin Garnett on there, and it was pretty good, right? And then Kevin, and I sent you that. We'll play it later. But Kevin Garnett right away wanted to pay respect to Bill Walton and said some very nice things about him. And then they made fun of Paul Pierce for about half an hour, which was hilarious. But it was, I like different broadcasts like that. And so listening to Kevin Garnett actually talk about the game, he's really good.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett is super entertaining. But listening to him talk about Bill Walton was cool. And I said, Jacob, just a bunch of clips from different points of Bill Walton's broadcasting career, some funny, some other serious things where he talked about playing for John Wooden and lessons in life. There's a great story that will play at some point. He told a story about the first time he took his Celtic teammates to go see the Grateful Dead, like Larry Bird and Kevin McHale. I don't know if do you imagine like Larry Bird going to see the Grateful Dead?
No.
And so I know Jake is a big Grateful Dead fan. A Deadhead is what they call Jake.
Yeah.
So I know you'd appreciate that. And there was no bigger Deadhead than
he was like best friends
Bill
with
Walton.
Mickey Hart, who was the drummer of the Grateful Dead, and yeah, he was.
So you'll love this story. Maybe we'll play that when we come back. But and then they, I saw a couple of highlight reels of just bizarre things that he said during broadcasts, which is good too. And so, and I know some people would get irritated when he was on games, but I remember, hey, look, Bill Walton's calling the game on ESPN2. Turn it on. I would turn on a game just because he was calling it.
Yeah.
Because he'd say something bizarre or it would be funny. And it wouldn't really, Pac-12 after dark.
Yeah. Sunday nights, nothing else was on. Yeah.
Right.
Loved it.
And so he was, and they're doing a tribute right now to him on ESPN. And the one other thing I'll say is, man, you could really tell the impact someone made by what people say about him after they pass away. And there were so many loving tributes and really heartfelt tributes on social media and on TV last night and during the finals. Something else will play. Rick Carlisle, the head coach of the Pacers, before the game, talked about it in his press conference. And, of course, he was part of the 86 Celtics, and so he knew Bill Walton well. They're showing the video right now. Bill Walton eating a cupcake with a lit candle on it, a birthday candle, eating the candle as well. And so hopefully you'll enjoy hearing those as the show goes on. But rest in peace to Bill Walton, who passes away at the age of 71. We will take a break. Back after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Welcome back to the Border Patrol on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Let's play the story from Bill Walton about the first time that he took his Celtics, Boston Celtics teammates to go see the Grateful Dead play. And again, we're playing these different clips throughout the show in honor of Bill Walton, who passed away at the age of 71 yesterday. Here is Bill Walton talking about the first time he took his Celtics teammates to go see the Grateful Dead.
One day at practice, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish and Dennis Johnson, they cornered me. They came over and said, "What's going on, Bill?" I said, "What do you mean what's going on? We're just getting ready for practice." And they said, no, Bill, something's happening here in Boston because there's all kinds of people with tie-dye T-shirts on. They all got long hair and they smell funny. What's happening here? I said, "Well, the Grateful Dead are coming to town." They said, "Really? Grateful Dead? Jerry Garcia, they're going to play in Boston? Do you know those guys, Bill?" I said, "Yeah. Then I know them. I'm going to go to the concert too." And they said, "Well, do you think we could go too, Bill?" I said, "Let me check it out." And so I go out and I asked Ramrod and Big Steve and Robbie Taylor and all the guys if it would be all right if some of the Celtics would come. And they said, "Sure, no problem." But I had to explain to everybody in the Grateful Dead that this was, in Boston, and the Celtics were just icons. And they couldn't really go out in public because they were so popular. So they said, "We'll take care of this, Bill." And so they built this special little enclave right on the side of the stage where, unless you were on the stage, you couldn't look into this little area. It's all curtained off and everything. Just a perfect little place to watch the concert. And everybody that night met at Larry Bird's house. Everybody, that is, with the exception of Danny Ainge. His wife wouldn't let him go. And so here we were at Larry's house. We met at Larry's house. And he arranged for this incredible fleet of limousines for us to all go to the concert together. And so we get there, and I'm introducing all the guys backstage. Jerry, here's Larry, Kevin, here's Bob Weir and Phil and Robert Parrish and Dennis Johnson, literally everybody just going around. And then Cameron comes up, Cameron and Robbie, they come up and they say, "Okay, it's time to start the show. Let's go, you guys." And so they take us up on the stage first, and the lights are all dark, so you can't see anything. And we sort of sneak around and we go in the back, and then they bring these coolers full of our favorite drinks, milk and water and 7-Up, and put them right in front of us. And then the Grateful Dead come up on the stage, and the crowd just goes nuts. It's the most electric atmosphere, and everybody jumping up and down, the anticipation, the excitement. What could be better? And these guys on the Celtics had never seen a Dead show before. I mean, hundreds of shows for me. And so while the band is warming up and taking the last few notes, the excitement is just so palpable. Your skin is just goosebumps, electric as can be. Jerry Garcia, he steps forward into that little shaft of light, right where his microphone is, just to make sure everything is perfect, making sure his foot pedals are all there. And then he looks over into the enclave, and he makes eye contact with Larry Bird. And he looks at him, gives him a nod, a little wink, and he says to him, he says to him, "Larry, this is what we do." And then he turned back to the audience and just blew it out. 5-6 hours, unbelievable. The crowd just absolutely on fire. The show's over, the band races off the stage. They got to get to the next show. The lights come on. Everybody is just wild-eyed as can be. It's so charged up. And the guys on the Celtics, they look at me and they say, "Wow, oh my gosh, can we come back tomorrow?" And they've been going ever since.
So I picked that one out for you, Jake. And this guy was smiling the whole time.
What a great story.
Did you love that?
Yeah, just trying to imagine that in my head.
Right.
It's fantastic. That's awesome.
It's all the different pop culture references and everything.
This is what we do.
Right.
Jerry was the best, man. He was a phenomenal guitarist. But that whole band was, I mean, they're legendary.
The enthusiasm that he has when he talks about the Grateful Dead makes you want to immediately go to a Grateful Dead concert, right?
Sure.
But also, and that's something that always struck me about Bill Walton that I was thinking about yesterday in my my daily, some people have daily affirmations, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I go through this daily exercise where I criticize myself repeatedly.
You need to stop that. Leave my friend alone.
And so as I was criticizing myself repeatedly, and I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I said, you know what? I wish I could be a little bit more like Bill Walton in the respect that he always spoke with such enthusiasm about the Grateful Dead, about basketball, about UCLA, about food, about friends,
about life,
about everything. And he always made it sound like wherever he was, that was the place to be, or this god-awful Pac-10 game after dark that wasn't really very good, why you should be watching this and how wonderful this is, or listen to him talk about basketball, or whatever he was talking about. He had such an enthusiasm, whether or not it was always genuine, I don't know. Sometimes we have to create enthusiasm about things like, maybe the game wasn't exactly the best matchup on TV, but he made it sound like it, right? He was always unique. He was always interesting. He was never boring, but his love of life and his passion for things came out through the enthusiasm that he had in his voice whenever he spoke. And I think that's something that, if you could take away anything from Bill Walton, his passion and enthusiasm for life is something that we could all try to match.
I saw a tweet from Scott Van Pelt that I thought was great. He said, "The man took a joyride through the cosmos. Thanks for your life." I like that because he was on a joyride through life. Like he was enjoying it, which we should all be mindful to do.
Well, he'd always say that he was the luckiest man in the world, and you believe that he meant it.
Yeah. And it's good perspective because, you're doing a Pac-12 game that might not be the greatest game, but you're doing a college basketball game. At the end of the day, that's pretty fun.
Do you want to play any more? Do you want to hold until 9 o'clock or just sprinkle them throughout the show? You're the producer here.
Yeah,
We'll play a highlight reel of some of his broadcasts.
Yeah, let's go through here.
Carlisle's
about 4 minutes.
I sent you nothing but good stuff. Carlisle's more heartfelt.
Why don't we play the Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, that's short. That was very quick. That was on the broadcast last night with Kevin Hart on ESPN2.
I want to pay homage to the great Bill Walton. Rest in peace, King. We lost a very, very, very valuable piece of not just basketball heritage, but Bill Walton, in every way, in every which way, enjoyed life. He exemplified championship. He exemplified champion status. I love the way he called the games. He called the games very, very upfront. But, I just wanted to give that respect to him and his family.
That was Kevin Garnett last night during the why I keep laughing when I say the Kevin Hart broadcast.
I wish I would have watched that.
They had different guests on. They had Juju Watkins was on for a while. Kevin Garnett was on for a while. Then I lost track of it.
It sounds better than the ESPN broadcast crew just pales in comparison to the TNT crew so much. It's like, I wonder if they didn't have to be held up to the TNT crew if they would sound better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Next time, are they going to do that for the finals, I guess?
I don't know.
Who has I can't remember. Does the finals go like TNT for certain games and ESPN for the others?
I don't know that.
I don't remember.
I feel like ESPN has all the finals, but I'm not, because I know that Harlan doesn't work any of the finals. So I think ESPN has all the finals. ABC, ESPN.
Harlan's the best, and that whole studio show's the best.
Yeah, I don't mind the in-game ESPN. It's the studio show for ESPN is brutal, because I think Doris Burke does a great job.
That's true.
And Mike Breen's pretty solid.
Yep.
But
the 2024 finals will begin June 6th with ABC as the exclusive broadcaster.
Yeah, because I remember Harlan goes away after the conference finals are over. He's up in a cabin for a couple months, and I can respect that.
Right. Right. So we'll play some more as the show goes on. We'll take a break back after this on WHB.
I'm not into being remembered. I learned from yesterday. I dream about tomorrow. But I try to make today my masterpiece. I try my best to be better, to do better, and to do more. I'm the luckiest guy in the world.